Hey guys, Jimmy Noble here. I wanted to talk to you about a guy named Dave Ramsey, and he kind of changed my life. This video is kind of hard for me to do because I'm going to be talking about like finances and putting some numbers out there, and it's a little bit uncomfortable because it's not something that I'm used to talking to people about. And but I wanted to put it out there because I've been in the position of being in tough times, and right now there's a lot of people in tough times. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about debt. And for anybody that doesn't know, Dave Ramsey is a guy that's about getting rid of credit cards and using cash and debit cards. So I put blue tape over this just so that people didn't hit the pause button and order like 50 rolls of toilet paper through Amazon delivered to their house on my dime. So that's what the blue tape is. But these are real credit cards. So here's my story. Again, not the first time I've been in debt, not the last time I've been in debt. The story that I'm going to give you numbers for is the second to last time that I had these things run up pretty good. So now this card here, I had run up to somewhere between like maybe $40,000 and $42,000. And it was funny because I told my wife about this card. I was like, yeah, I got to pay that credit card off. She says, well, what's it at? I said, it's at like $20,000. She's like, $20,000? I was like, yeah, but that's good news. She was like, why is this good news? And I'm like, because it was at like $40-some thousand. And she's like, oh my. So that was the one. That was the first one. Then the next card I think I had like $20,000 on roundabouts, 20,000. And then the last one I had like somewhere between like maybe like $5,000 and $7,000. And then a couple of car payments on top of that. So I ended up paying all that stuff off, and I was like, okay, I'm done with credit cards. But because I was trained to use credit cards, good habits and bad habits are both something that you reinforce on a daily basis. So, if you go running every day, it becomes a habit and you just do it without even thinking. If you go to the gym every day, it becomes a habit and you do it without even thinking about like, should I do it or not? You just do it because that's what you do. Bad habits are the same way. When you've got cash in your hand and a credit card in the other, and you think to yourself, you know what? I don't want to spend this wad of cash in my hand. It's not really a wad, but I don't want to spend the cash in my hand. I'm just going to put it on the credit card and I'll pay it off later. But then you do that over and over and over again, and then you get a bill in the mail and you're like, yeah, I don't feel like paying that off. I'm just going to make like a minimum payment on it, and then you keep repeating that same process month after month. Those numbers they add up. So again, those numbers were the second to last time that I had these things run up. And I ended up paying them off. And then I started doing it again, and I caught myself. I realized, and one of the reasons I realized what I was doing was because I went down to the YouTube rabbit hole and happened to stumble across this guy named Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey's big on not using credit cards and paying off your debt. And who doesn't like to have their debt paid off? So I started watching these videos, and it just made a lot of sense. You kind of got to get sick of using credit cards before it really resonates through your bones, through your body, and you decide not to use them anymore. And there was just he said enough things that kind of like ticked off certain check boxes in my head, and it made me really feel like, okay, I'm serious about this. I'm gonna get these things paid off and not use them anymore. So I don't even know if they're active right now. I don't carry them with me or anything like that. And in fact, I was so scared to lose my credit cards that after I got them paid off, I actually had it on my calendar for a period of years to use each one of them like once every 6 months, just to make sure I got a bill and paid it off, so that I could make sure I kept them open in case I wanted to use them again. Which the more time that went by, the less I actually even wanted to use them. And it's just kind of one of those things. And make no mistake, this is something that affects everybody. I don't care who you are. You can make $50,000 a year, $500,000 a year. In this business, I've met people who have a $1.7 million house that they've borrowed against, and they owe $2.5 million on. I've met people who make $50,000 a year and they got $300,000 in the bank and a maxed out retirement accounts. So it doesn't matter who you are, what level of income you're at. Debt is debt. So I actually heard really interesting. I heard a great measure of wealth one time, and I don't remember where I heard it, but the measure of wealth went like this: said it was basically measuring your wealth by time, saying if you had no more income coming in from this day forward, how long could you survive? How long could you maintain your level of living? So let's just say you had $10,000 in the bank, but your expenses per month were $1,000. So easy math there. Again, not the smartest guy in the room, but that tells me you have 10 months worth of expenses in the bank. So your measure of wealth is 10 months. Let's say you have $10,000 a month in monthly expenditures and $100,000 in the bank. Both of those scenarios still give you your 10 months worth of wealth. So you can increase your measure of wealth by buying time by decreasing your debt, while also, make no mistake, while also working on that income level too. That's something that you can do as well. So the reason why I wanted to bring all this up about debt was because right now we're going through some big changes in the marketplace. And so you go ahead and Google, check out check out Dave Ramsey. Google him, check out his baby steps. Really makes a lot of sense how he explains it and the psychology behind, how it works. It just works. So I wanted to get into this topic today because the banks are changing how they do things. So Google JP Morgan Chase new lending guidelines. So from about a week ago today, so this video will be uploaded today, and 1 week ago, JP Morgan Chase came out and said that they're changing the guidelines up a little bit. They're going to be looking for new mortgage applications to have a 700 or better credit score with 20% down. So what does that do right there? That shrinks the population of buyers. So if you have the same amount of sellers and a smaller amount of buyers, what do you have there? You have sellers who are now going to compete to get that next buyer. How does a seller compete to get a buyer? They adjust their price. Make no mistake, this is a downward spiral that you can see go on and on for a while. I've been selling houses now since I was in my mid-20s. I'm in my early 40s now. So I was around during the 2007, 8, 9. That was 2007 was the high, 2009 was the low. Not for real estate. Real estate tends to follow behind the stock market for a time because real estate transactions are slow. In fact, check out some of our other videos are going to be real estate list date to sales date. It's going to be a pretty important one for figuring out when you want to sell. And the other ones are going to be about why the experts seem to get it wrong all the time and time again. And just kind of wanted to throw that out there. So check our next couple of videos that are going to be coming out. They're going to be pretty good videos. I wanted to point this stuff out today with paying your debt off because whether you're a seller, usually when they sell their house, they end up buying something else. When you're a buyer, you're looking to make a purchase and you want to have, favorable terms, good debt to income ratio, make a comfortable purchase and have everything line up in a nice level of comfort. So whether you're a seller or a buyer, give us a call now. Whether you're looking to do something tomorrow, next week, next month, or next year. We work with people sometimes for a course of a couple of years to get them set up to be not just to get to where they're going, but to be comfortable when they get there. And that's to me, that's something that's really important, is making sure people don't overextend themselves and people get into a position where they can do things nice and comfortably according to today's guidelines, and we can get you where you want to go. So if you got any questions about Dave Ramsey or about any of the new lending guidelines as they're coming out, they've been changing quite a bit lately, just give me a call, shoot me an email. My number is 410-258-0566. That's 410-258-0566. Thanks so much. Have a great day.